There's a lot of coaches that start whispering because they just, I want to train you, I can show you some magic. Yeah. You know, like, drink this water, drink this water. If you drink this, you'll be Mike Tyson.
Jacqui-Lee Pryce for Shadowboxruk UK. Oh my God. I'm here with the... To be fair, he is one of the best, he's the most undercover, but one of the best professional coaches on the scene at the minute. Dan Fitzgerald.
Thank you very much.
Why have you got all shy?
I'm not used to getting compliments, so yeah, thanks.
Hey, listen, real recognise real.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot, thank you.
Can you come a little bit closer?
Yes, here I am.
I'm fucking stretching my arm.
That's all right, sorry. Yeah, no, I appreciate it a lot, thanks, Jack.
Yeah, listen, so tonight, York Hall, your charge has just won by second round TKO. First and foremost, congratulations. Did you expect there to be a knockout tonight, or was it one of those things that just came?
It's always a bonus. Everyone would love a knockout. You might get one. But yeah, it just came. But I never put the pressure on them, whoever it is. So it's lovely. It's always the added bonus. It's like a Christmas present. I just wanted him to look professional, and I think he'd done that as well.
Do you think, though, sometimes, and listen, he's got a lot of followers here today, which we'll get into in a minute, but do you think also that kind of puts added pressure onto someone, they get that knockout, then everybody's expecting that knockout every single time that they come out?
I think you're right. And the thing is, in boxing, you'll never be able to please everyone all the time. You can please some people sometimes. I think the main thing for all boxers is to keep professional, do their job. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose, but most people just want them to knock everyone out and they want blood and guts, but that's not the sport. So the main thing for them is to go in, follow the game plan, do what's right, and come out with the health and safety intact. That's it.
So let's talk about Elliot, right? So did pretty well on the amateur scene. He won developments, I believe, the Londons. He's only 24. I was actually quite surprised he turned over. Was it an age thing that he thought, you know what, I'm better off earning a few quid in the pro game?
I would assume so, but I'm not 100% sure. I met him at the Denzel Bentley fight. I was sitting with him and Dean White, and then he was looking for a coach. I didn't know this at the time, though. We just watched a couple of fights together, and his dad recommended me, and it all happened very fast. I haven't had long with him, but we had a very intense training camp. I think he's more suited to being a pro because of his personality and what he wants. He's quite flamboyant, but we need to keep that in check. He looks the part. He boxed well tonight. He is the part, but like I said, you can't always keep everyone happy. The main thing for him in the professional games is to be a professional. So now he has made that crossover. It's a new sport. The amateurs is different, you know this, right? So for me, I just want him to keep his feet on the ground. And if they don't stay on the ground, I'll make sure they do, you know.
I was about to laugh then because I know you and you will. And actually, I think you remind me a lot of my old coach, Mickey Carney. You need somebody like that in your corner because tonight there was a lot. There was a massive crowd around him, a few faces, and that's great. But to me, going back to what you're saying, he's quite flamboyant. He is, on paper, the full package. He's a good-looking kid. He's got the body. He's already got, I think, Box Raw behind him.
Yeah, he's got Box Raw behind him. They've looked after him. They looked after me for a long time as well. Ben and Pardy, great guys. I have to get him on his own. You've got to drown out the noise sometimes. I took him in here yesterday when it was empty, and I showed him the lights, and I showed him how real it is. I got him to turn the lights up, and I said, this is what it's really about. Boxing isn't just about the physical, it's about the mental as well, and it's about controlling the emotions, because it could be, you know, those butterflies that we all get. Coaches get them too, but they're natural. Anger, sadness, whatever you've got going on, your opponent doesn't care. He just wants to win. So controlling and drowning out the noise is important, and I think for him, getting into him psychologically was a big part of this training camp, because he's got a lot of noise around him. But he trusts me, I believe, and I think, even though I've had him a short time, we gel very well. I think the future's bright, but we've got to take it step by step. I'd like to get him out of Christmas, hopefully, and then next year we'll see what happens.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when we drop new content. I know that he's had this relatively short amateur career. There seems to be, like you say, a lot of noise around him. Where has that come from? Is that from his personality?
I think, you know what, in the nicest possible way, he's been about. When he decided that we was going to work together, or we made that decision, I've come off social media, you know, I'm not interested too much in it. He put a post of me up. And then I remember we went up to the board to get his license, and he said, I've had 15 messages about you. And I was like, from who? We like mutual friends of my mates, like little brothers, just old fighters, loads of people, right? And I was like, how do you know all these people? And I think a lot of his fan base is because of, I don't want to like talk about his private life, but geographically, he's lived everywhere. So he's got friends all over London, and I think he's made a lot of friendship groups that come out to support him. And it is nice to see, because the one thing that's really important is people supporting you, and that's rare in life. So I'm happy that he's got that, but we got to control it, because you know, the bigger the success, the bigger the crowd. But he probably won't always win. Most fighters win and lose, but it's about being on the journey with him. And that's the same with every fighter, you know, being with them and teaching them the right things, not just how to punch, but how to just maybe how to hold themselves as a man or a lady, you know. Coaching and looking after fighters is more than just teaching them what to do with these. So, yeah.
I was going to say, can you come back here a minute? Like, I don't know where you keep going to. I was going to say, did he not know, though, that you was on a tag at the time?
On a tag?
Yeah, when he was like posting you all over the social media.
No comment.
The thing is, I want to ask you, somebody that's been in the game for a long time, and I know it's a necessary evil. Does this kind of, I don't know, can it have a negative impact on a fighter in terms of what they expect to get out of the game? How quickly they expect to get it. Yeah.
The thing is, expectations are something that are not always managed, and that can be from coaching staff or managing staff. His manager's really good. Sonny's great at what he does, and so are all the Warrens. They look after him, and they're very transparent. I think, as you know, I don't pull any punches. I tell him the direct truth. There is a lot of yes men and a lot of fans in boxing. There's a lot of people who train people and don't tell them the truth. I think going around the houses, but what I mean is, like, you've got to give these guys, no matter who they are, the truth. Whether it's Elliot Elimasi, Masood Abdullah or Anthony Joshua, if you've got a job with that person, I said to him, look, when you go to the ring, it's me and you, you know. I said, all this noise is over there, it's me and you. So if I tell you the truth in the gym, you know in the ring it's going to be real as well. And I'm like that of all of the guys and girls that I've trained and currently train now, is to giving them the truth. And I put myself out of jobs doing that. And I don't really care either. Like, I couldn't care less. If people are hurt by the truth, it's because they're liars, right? If I give you the truth, you know that from me, it's because I want the best for you. You know, let's be honest, boxing doesn't earn most of us a penny. It looks like glitz and glamour, but it's not. We're in it because we like the development of people. I want some money, don't get me wrong. Hopefully one day we make that. But the point is, right now, and always, and when you start, it's about because you care about people. So if you care about people, tell them the truth. And that's how you manage their expectations. Then when they start thinking of all these delusions of grandeur and all this rubbish they come out with, you've already said, well, I told you. And then when they come back, go, well, what do you want me to say? So managing expectations, yeah?
100%. I'm going to talk about Ben Whittaker. He's got a personality, let's say it's a flamboyant personality. Top amateur, flamboyant personality, but he seemed to kind of rub some people up the wrong way. Do you think that's a very British thing, though, that they don't like somebody to kind of be entertaining?
Britain doesn't like its own boxers. Let's be honest, right? I'll give you a few examples. Anthony Joshua, he should retire, he should give up, he's this, he's that. I'll give you another one. David Haye. We spoke about him last week. Our most underloved boxer. Our best cruiserweight ever. One of the best
To be fair, I did say that I think Anthony... To be fair, I did say that Anthony should retire. I think he should just sail off into the sunset and spend his money, but that's just me.
That's fine. And look, I respect how honest you are. But what I'm saying generally, British fans can be their own worst enemies. With Ben Whittaker, I don't know, Ben. I didn't watch all of the fight. I'd caught the flip over the rope. But like in all sports, there's the element of entertainment. What I will say is, if people talk about you, you're doing something right. If you personally can handle negative criticism, doesn't matter because it's like in wrestling. There's heels, that's what they call the bad guys, right? And then there's the heroes, like Hulk Hogan, or who was a bad guy, The Undertaker. You got to be heroes and villains, right?
You're asking me like I know WWE. Listen, you mad or what? It's not for me. It's not really for me.
But with Ben, look, you know, I think he needs to come down to realising the fact of nobody's a superstar once you get in the ring. You've got to go up into that fight and be honest with yourself, not dancing around. Because he got caught out in the fight before this, didn't he? And let's be honest, it don't work. Don't be Prince Nassim. I said to a friend of Prince Nassim's son, a friend of Prince Nassim actually, he's the guy who brought Naz on FaceTime to Masood's fight. He was talking about his sons. And he didn't understand when I said this at the start, but then he agreed. I said, Naz's sons can't be Naz. My son can't be me. And I'll say to my son when he grows up, son, you can't be me.
Yes, 100%.
I might be my son's hero. I hope I am. Can't be me, son. You can live by my values, but you're your own man. And that's how you teach people to be men. But you've got to go out there, be yourself, understand yourself. And Ben Whittaker, why are they calling him Prince Nassim? He's Ben Whittaker. Go and be Ben Whittaker. I don't think he knows himself yet. No offence if he ever sees this. I want the best for everyone, but be yourself, man. You know?
I don't think that's a bad thing to say. Listen, he's a young man. We all take inspiration from people. I am a massive Nas fan. I was a massive Nas fan back in the day, so I can understand. But I also remember that people hated him as well. But for me, he was somebody that dared to be cocky. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why I liked him.
This is entertainment as well as sport. Like I said, heroes and villains, heels and heroes. You're going to have these people. You know, and if you choose to be one, that's who you are. I've got no problem with that, you know. I love Nigel Benn. First boxer I kind of remember growing up. Nigel wasn't the most loved, was he? True. He was a villain. So it's just what you choose. I've got no problem with people playing that kind of role because I'd say most people are different outside the ring, you know.
100%. So you were talking about getting him out, hopefully, please God, in December. Ideally, would you like to get him in London, or would you like him to...
Yeah, no problem.
What's that? Keep your gloves. Oh, keep the gloves. Yeah, but unfortunately, so listen, at some point I'm actually really... I'm really pleased to see you get hold of such a young talent. I think you're going to be really great for him, to be fair. Just taming that enthusiasm.
I keep them all grounded, you know me. Like, it's a big, it's a big non-negotiable. I'm in a position as a man or a human being, I don't really care about who they are. You know, like, you're all equal. Do your work, or we don't work. Yeah? I'm not a dictator. I'm here for them. I'll put an arm around them. I'll make them a cup of tea. But you've got to do your work, because it gets real in there. And you see he did his work.
Yeah.
Right? I put him through it in this training camp. It was a short amount of time. And I really put him to the grindstone. It worked, physically and mentally. So that'll be with all of them. And, you know, going forward, whoever I train, you always see the truth from me. So the truth will set you free.
That was like a really good ending statement, but I really want to ask you, you've been around the block, okay, do you think that in this day and age there are too many coaches that try to befriend their boxers and don't tell them the truth, and that are unqualified to do the job?
Yes. These are given out too easily, and once money becomes involved, or maybe it ain't even money. Some people want a picture for Instagram or hype. They don't want to upset you. That's not real coaching. If you're a coach, you've got to be honest. That's how you develop people. You can't develop people with lies. So in that scenario, that, you know, you do see a lot of coaches losing their jobs. But I'd rather be fired than hired and be a liar. Did that rhyme? If I had a mic, I would have dropped that. I would have dropped the mic then if I could.
It sort of did, but
I'm tired.
to be honest, this is something that I'm seeing a lot of, Dan, and it's, you know, on the amateur scene, at least, I'm not saying it's corrupt, it's not corrupt in some aspects, but what I do see is people are there for free. We're there for free, you don't get paid, you're doing your 30, 40, 50 sometimes hours a week, and, you know, relatively you're going to get the truth. Okay, I'm not saying everybody, but I feel a little bit like in this scene, this scenario, this professional scenario, that there are too many people that are too willing to just let bad behaviour go and not be honest and not tell, you know, just get hold of their fighter and give it to them.
I feel like when you become a professional fighter, get yourself a good manager, get him to pick your coach. I don't think you should be picking your coach yourself personally. Right? You sign with Matchroom, you sign with Frank, you sign with whoever. Get them to deal with it. And do you know what? Credit to the Warrens, that's what they do. A lot of the times you see it going wrong because the boxer can overpower decisions, and I just think they're doing themselves a disservice. You know, when you're in this fight game, you need people around you that are going to tell you the truth. Because if you start employing people to make you feel better, you don't get better. Lies are not helping nobody. Ego massaging ain't getting nobody. You know, there's a lot of coaches that start whispering because they just, I want to train you, I can show you some magic. Yeah. You know, like, drink this water, drink this water. If you drink this, you'll be Mike Tyson. And they're like, oh, really? And it's normally after they lost. There's fighters I've seen, they hop. They hop. So they lose and they think it's your fault because they don't want to take the, you know, it was me. As a coach, right, you can only do so much. I agree. You get them ready, you bring them to the fight, and then I've got that period between rounds to help. You've got to do your job. If you don't do your job, most of the time it becomes our fault. If you look historically, and this is facts, the best fighters in history have maybe had 1 to 2 coaches, maximum. They're not just going around having more trainers than JD Sports, because there's certain people that turn around in their older age in boxing. You know, the guys who are getting to the top 30s and they're going, oh, it ain't worked out for me. I'm gonna have to be a PT now or work in a leisure centre. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But this is why a lot of them end up with nothing, because they go from Sky Sports to sweeping a floor. And there's no disrespect to the man who sweeps the floor, but if you're in the boxing game, you've got to create a business. To create a business, you need people that work for you and with you. Not just tell you how, oh, you're brilliant, you're lovely, you're amazing. That is rubbish. I've seen, and I'll never name names, but I've seen plenty of people that I know personally have careers that completely plummet. And they've got themselves to blame, rather than be told the stone cold truth. Because I would rather someone come to me, even me as a coach. Listen, I've got people in this game who are further on than me. I've got like a cabinet of advice. If they come to me and tell me something or pull me up on something, I don't question them. I listen, and then I learn. And there's people I go to for advice. Because listen, do you think I always know what to do? Of course I don't. I'm a student of this forever. I've been a student of this since I was 4 years old. But I'm not a master. So you've got to be humble and you've got to be open. And if you want to develop as a fighter, get people that tell you the truth. And do you know what? I think as a coach too, you've got to have advice from people. Don't become a know-it-all. What, because you've got somebody knocked out, or you've got a few, you know, even me and Steve this year, right? People don't realise about me and Steve because they don't need to know. But you know, right? People think I'm Masood's cut man. Me and Steve just look at each other. We work together. We get results. Because there's no ego. There's no rubbish. There's none of this. We just talk, boom, work's done. And that's why Masood Abdullah, Commonwealth silver, full Commonwealth, Tick. British is coming, Tick. European will have that, world title's coming, right. Everything is going to come because of the people he has around him, from his management to his coaches.
It's interesting. I just want to add to that. Eddie Lam is another one that was around Alan Smith for a long time in the background. And he's not a limelight type of a guy. And then all of a sudden, 16 years later, his career as a kind of frontman is taken off. And so it is so important. It is so important, I think, for a fighter and for what's the word I'm looking for? Not only for a fighter, but you know those coaches that are for the fighters when they have that good quality team around them. You've mentioned Masood Abdullah. I think, coming back to Elliot, I think that he is going to have a bright, beautiful future if he stays with you and you take your time, and I have a good feeling about this.
I appreciate it, and you know what? It's not often coaches get praised to that level. So I really appreciate it, and I've had a few people say nice things tonight, and it goes a long way. The limelight isn't for coaches, in my opinion. We are staff. We are here to do a job. We're not here to be famous. If fame becomes a byproduct, yeah, great. That's nice, and it can be part of the job, but it's not what the job is. We are not the fighters. We're the coaches. So that's what I think, anyway.
Listen, Mr. Daniel Fitzgerald.
Danny.
Oh, you don't like Daniel?
I used to get called out of school and I wouldn't answer. It's a bit sharp.
Is it?
Yeah, like Danny.
Danny.
I don't like Dan either. They call me on BT, or TNT, they call Dan Fitzgerald. I'm not a cowboy. It's just like, just say Danny. Dan Fitzgerald. What's going on? Just say my name. Say my name.
Okay.
Daniel Dubois.
Danny.
Daniel Dubois. Put some respect on my name. Yeah.
What was the other one?
Say my name, bitch.
Are you entertained?
Now, are you entertained? Big up Daniel Dubois, mate. Listen, you're getting the real me now. Look, the professionalism's dropping now. Daniel and Anthony Joshua. Daniel Dubois, you're both great guys. But you know what? I'm glad to see Dubois' character coming out. He's funny as hell. Yeah. You know what I mean? I like him as well. Yeah. So I think his dad's funny as well. I know he gets a lot of stick. Going off subjects here. But listen, there's a lot of people that are like, Don Charles cracks me up as well. Don't cross yourself. That's what he said, didn't he? It's brilliant. Don't cross yourself. And then I love all of these guys. There's so many characters in the coaching, like, staff world as well. You know?
Joking aside, so a lot of these people we don't hear because they then see. I think everybody assumes because we've now mentioned Daniel Dubois. Everyone assumes, I think, because like he's not like this big character. He doesn't talk a lot. He's not a crowd man. He's not a performer in that respect. But he's a lovely kid, isn't he?
Don't know him personally, but I think we're getting to know him personally, publicly. I don't know how I put that line together, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
tonight, son.
Well, it won't last long. I think sometimes like you start seeing the flashes of real people come out when they gain confidence, right? But I just hope that Daniel continues to do well. I hope they all do, and it's nice to see Daniel, who got thrown in this quite early, and I was thinking he was too young, kind of, to be in the fights he was in, take the wins and the losses and just crack on. He's not. He does not give a damn about nobody. He's ready to punch face in. And that's what it takes sometimes, you know. So I think he's going to be... Well, listen, most of the heavyweights are almost done. They're old. Yeah. They're old codgers. Daniel's the youngest big star. So Daniel's our future... Well, he's our current, like, one of our world champions, but he's the future head of the trade, for sure, when it comes to the UK heavyweights. So big up Daniel Dubois. Yeah,
listen, I totally agree. Finally, after I don't know how long, I got you on my channel, so I appreciate it. Good luck with everything.
Thank you very much.